As I wanted at least once a week stream to all channels because I'm going to be finishing everything that's going to be going into the game on Monday. So I'm going to be kind of setting up stuff because I want to start right away. But so the idea is every week on Monday I release a new world and a new emoji obstacle in the game. And along with that, I'm going to be releasing a new general update to the game that improves some facets of its design. And so I work on this new element to the game all week on my stream, which I usually stream on Twitch, which you can see the link. It's a slash emoji popcast in order to watch it. And so every morning I'll work on the game a little bit. And so by the weekend I'll do this bigger stream where I'm trying to just put all the pieces together at the end so that it's ready for the release on Monday. So that's what we're going to be doing today. But in addition to the coding tasks that we're doing this week, we also need to complete the levels for the new world that's coming to the game. So the new world that's coming to the game is World 10, which you can see it's right here. It's the Ghost World. So there's going to be a new obstacle in the game at World 10 starting Monday. Let me open an example. So if you haven't played the game, you can play it at playemojipop.com. And it is a mobile bubble shooter puzzle game where you can create your own levels, unlike most mobile kind of games like this. And then you can share them instantly online. And so by unlocking these cool obstacles, you can build crazier and crazier levels, and you can combine them in all these interesting ways, and it's just gonna get crazier and crazier. So let's test this level. Oh, there's a little bug in the game, so this is part of the UI redesign, so that's something we'll have to fix in a minute. Is the computer making a sound? Okay, anyway. So my computer was like making this random noise. It sounded like there was like an animal or something. So anyway, also if you have any feedback about the game or any questions about the game, feel free to mention it in the chat. I'm monitoring all the chats. I just realized I need to open the Facebook chat, so I won't see your messages for another moment or so. So let me show you the ghost emoji. So the ghost emoji fades in and out every other turn. So you can make matches with it. So this purple ghost right here, these are solid ghosts, so I can make matches with them. But then every other turn they flip. So the ones that were transparent, they become visible, and they can collide with your shooter bubble. So let me make another match here. Okay, so you see these pinks up here? I'm gonna shoot through the invisible ghosts, and that it's able to go through them and make the match. So it adds like all these layers to your level. It just totally changes the design space in all these ways that we'll talk about when we design levels. So we need to design the levels for this world. So every world there's a long like level basically, but it's designed to be multiple play sessions that it takes you to beat it. And so within that world there's these stars that you can hit to open up mini levels. And so these mini levels are what we have to design today. So the first mini level, for example, should be like a strong reinforcement level that really forces them to engage with the main mechanic of this ghost, which is that it switches between transparent and not. So it should be a really straight up, simple example that allows players to feel confident that they understand the obstacle and that they can be successful in this world with this obstacle. It should give them a positive initial experience. And so this is kind of thinking about the level design more meta, you know, like when you are a level designer in a game, you're not just thinking each level individually, you have to think about the design of the levels as a whole. So I'm about to open the chat. So yeah, and then the second level should be, some obstacles have kind of like two mechanics or two main strategies that you have to individually introduce to players. So sometimes the second level is used to introduce, similarly to the first level, it's used to introduce players to some kind of strategy or mechanic. But in this case, there's really only one mechanic, so we need to make a second level that kind of shows the deeper intrigue to the obstacle. So maybe we use it in a totally weird, off-the-wall way. that makes players think about how the obstacle can be used differently, or we can use it in tandem with another emoji obstacle that really changes the gameplay space. So maybe this works really well with like sirens that are constantly changing or something like that. So yeah, I just need to open up the live dashboard. Okay, so now I'm monitoring the chat on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, and Twitter. So feel free to give me any questions or feedback. I still need to share. I've been sharing. I want to share every Saturday. I want to share the stream to the Facebook like indie game dev kind of groups. Especially on Saturday when they have every Saturday there's a screenshot Saturday hashtag kind of deal in the indie game kind of community, and so some of the Facebook groups that usually don't allow you to share stuff about your game, they allow you to share it on Saturdays only. So I thought this could be like a cool way to like maybe get some feedback from other indie developers. Like feel free to comment or either in the chat or afterwards, no matter what you think about the game. I'd love to know what you think about it. I'm going to be talking more about its design in a sec. Oh, am I not streaming on Facebook? Maybe I'm not streaming on Facebook. I thought I was. No, I'm not. That's a bummer. I really wanted to stream on Facebook. I forgot to turn it off. Okay. We are going live on Facebook right now. So now we're going to be live on all 4 platforms. This is okay because I didn't share the Facebook thing yet, so now we can share it right from the beginning. So yeah, did I even introduce myself? My name is Dylan, and I'm the developer of this game. I'm making this game on my own, and it's only available on the web right now at playmojipop.com. And as I said, there's a new update coming on Monday with new content and new features. The main feature we worked on this week was the UI redesign. So, in my stream that I stream every day on Twitch, I was working the game with some people, especially one of my followers, MattManPS2. He and others gave me feedback that the UI was cluttered in some ways, which I totally agreed with, and so we came up with some ideas on how to fix it, on how to update it. So let me show you the original. Actually, let me make sure I share this. This is the last thing I have to do. Whenever I post I use Restream to broadcast to all these places at once, and it always advertises itself when I post somehow, so I have to delete that. Okay. So this is the old version of the game, so I don't know if you remember the other version, but you can kind of point out what they were saying about the clutter. So in the bottom half, there's like all these buttons. There's like 100 buttons in the bottom, and then this giant level on top, and then there's this ugly gray box in the center. So that was kind of what we were trying to fix. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to share this with some groups on Facebook, because I'd love to get feedback on the game. Sharing to the group, I'm saying, come give me feedback on my game and help me design levels as part of my Screenshot Saturday stream. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing this now. So I am now sharing the stream. Hopefully I didn't share it In like, because I know sometimes you can get in trouble if you share the same thing in two groups that are under the same parent channel or something. Then that gets you in trouble. But when you share things, it doesn't give you much information about these groups, so it makes it a little difficult, in my opinion. Group by indie game developers. Okay, I think we're good actually. Cool. Awesome. Thanks to D Penguin Studios for sharing my stream and saying I do good work. That feels good. I gotta check D Penguin Studios out. Alright, so I just shared my stream onto Facebook, so I think that's going to be going through now. So I just want to introduce myself really quickly. My name is Dylan, and I'm the solo developer of this game, Emoji Pop. And so I was showing off, when we started the stream, I was showing off, this is the old version of the game, and so every week I try to pick one new goal to hit with my game's development. So it's a live game that you can play right now at playemojipop.com, but we still have a lot of work to do because I want to make this the craziest bubble shooter that I could possibly make. So there's so much room to explore still, even though I think we've already done a lot of awesome work. But so this week on Twitch, which you can follow me at Emoji Popcast on Twitch, our goal was to, every week I basically pick a new goal. So this week's goal was to redesign the core UI of the game. So this is the old version of the game. So I got feedback from some of my followers and commenters on Facebook and stuff that the UI was really poor. The buttons and the UI stuff, it didn't look good. It's obvious I didn't spend time to polish it, which I didn't. And also it looks very cluttered. So we have a bottom UI panel that goes through all these tabs, which kind of has all this functionality kind of tucked away, which makes it kind of difficult for the player to navigate. But also there's all these little buttons in the middle. I also got feedback about this ugly gray box, and so there's just all these buttons down here, and then also paired with the distraction of the level that you're playing. So what we did is we spent the week, every morning especially, I did most of my game dev. This is a little bug that we're still working on it. So we're going to spend part of the stream fixing all the little bugs with this redesign. So where am I? Hold on. So this is what it looks like now. So all the badges on the side, all that stuff is gone. And the bottom UI that we use to switch between the different tabs, that is also gone. And so we did that because we want to remove the clutter, but also we want to change the way the player navigates through the game. So now, instead of operating with this bottom UI tab, once the player is done playing their level or whatever, they can hit this home button, and it goes back to this outer shell. So instead of having all the functionality in these 5 tabs, we condense all of that into one screen, separate from the main campaign screen. So the player can still go back to the campaign by hitting this play button. And so we spent time, I got a lot of help from one of my followers, MacManPS2 on Twitch, who kind of showed me, I think it was called Dropbox Shadow. I didn't really know that as a term or what it really was, and so I feel like he helped me really a lot to make these buttons and gave me examples, so that was really awesome of that person. And so it opens up this campaign screen, and we can go back to home. It looks like the home label is not there, so we need to fix that. So also, one of the awesome things about Emoji Pop is that it comes with a level creator. So whenever you unlock new emojis by beating worlds, which we have 10 worlds so far and a lot more to complete, you unlock a new emoji obstacle that totally changes the way the game plays. And so because of that, when we unlock a new obstacle, we also are allowed to design levels with it. So these are all the obstacles that I've unlocked so far by beating worlds in the game. So we have the more complex obstacle, most recently released, was the snail, and so the snail moves each turn. So it adds a dynamic element to the game that's still somewhat predictive. We also have the siren emoji. Let me show you. So this is the level browser, so I can view all the levels I've created. which I have 313 levels right now. So let me show you a level with the siren. So this was the world, actually this was the world 9 emoji most recently. So the siren emoji changes colors like constantly while you're trying to aim, and then it freezes when you are shooting it. But it really makes you have to like react quickly, especially now that it's paired. Oh, I just missed it. See. So it really tests your like Twitch skill. You have to like, you want to be strategic. That's what the first 9 worlds were all about, being strategic with the emojis and taking your time. And now all of a sudden you have to do that, but you only have a certain amount of time. So you have this choice constantly of, do I spend time to really make sure that I'm like nailing the shot, or do I just make the shot right away if I can, even if it's like I don't have time to line it up perfectly? So it creates all this tension that totally flips everything that you've learned on its head, you know? And so I want to keep introducing new emojis that keep doing that. So yeah, let's go out of there. And so, oops, there's a little bug there. We'll have to fix that. Oh yeah, so when you lose a level, we have to make it go back to the home layer. So that's on our list. So I'll probably have to stream a little bit tomorrow as well. There's a lot of little bugs and stuff we have to fix. Okay, so we see the home label there. Where's my mouse here? Okay. So, in addition to having the main elements at the top, we also can have other important elements of the game and display them in tandem with the other elements, so that they're all the important stuff is displayed kind of in this visual hierarchy together, and so players can like have access to it all easily and see what's important, what's the most important easily. So, for example, I have all my social media links here, so you can follow me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Discord. I've included these social media links on the main like cover of the game because to me, the game is all about taking place on basically the face of the internet. So most games, they tuck away stuff into their game. They want players in their game as much as possible. For me, I want my game to be like, I want players to be, to me, the stuff outside of my game, stuff going around like outside my game, which includes these streams, includes my YouTube tutorials, includes what we do on the Discord. I want all of those channels to be a part of the actual game, even though it's not a game that you're playing. It's part of the experience of Emoji Pop is also about this just creative community and this army of aspiring game designers or passionate bubble shooter fanatics who get together and we learn game design together. And so one of my objectives also is to train aspiring game designers in practical game design skills, but also maybe to economically empower people who want to become level designers, for example. And so I can do that because my first job in the games industry was as a level designer on these bubble shooter games. So I can train you in the art of bubble shooter level design. And not only will that, by mastering bubble shooter level design, especially because of the nature of its gameplay, I think it lends itself well to all other branches of game design. So I think by spending a lot of time making levels in bubble shooters, which requires no coding, and it's really easy to pick up and do on your phone or on your computer at playmojipop.com. So I think that is a really great way to get those core game design skills. Like, I went to school for game design, and I don't think I really knew practical game design until I spent years making bubble shooter levels, every day, like 8 hours a day, And so the game is about that, and I know because that was my job in the industry, I know that people can do that and make a good living off of that. So I think this whole community is about like empowering its fan base. So that's my kind of target, So that's why I think all of these things are part of the game. Like, the game's about creative expression and exploration and sharing. And so the game that's why when you share levels, you don't share them in the game to users, You share them on social media for the world to play. So that's what makes my game so different than other creative games. Games like Mario Maker and Dreams, like other games where you make games, to share your creations, it's not really done to take place on the internet. It's all in the game. So in order, for example, for Dreams on the PS4, which is a really powerful creative gaming experience that allows you to make all kinds of things, to share your creations. In order to play them, you need a PlayStation 4. You need the Dreams game. You need to like have the game installed. You need to have an account, and you need to like be friends with them in the game. Or for Mario Maker, you need to have all these technology stacks as well. And you can like share creations online, but then it requires you in Mario Maker, for example, you have to write down this code or something, and it's like 1984, you know. So, but that's why Emoji Pop is so different. Although its gameplay is more basic, I'd say that the design space is just as large in a different sense. We just need to keep working on crazier and crazier features in the game. It's like a different space. It's like a 2D kind of arcadey kind of game creation tool, not a 3D tool. But yeah, so kind of lost my train of thought there. But yeah, so one of the benefits of this creative tool over other creative tools, although it doesn't have that 3D kind of possibility space, the biggest benefit of this kind of game is that the potential audience is enormous in comparison to the other games. So you don't need all that stuff. You don't need the console. You don't need the game. You don't need to have an account. You don't need to download anything. You can share your level on social media, and the entire world can play it just by clicking your web link from any device. So I think that's incredible. That means you can really get your creations out there. That increases the viral like potential of them. Increases the ability of players to share levels with one another easily, and then update them and watch the analytics of the level. And you can get the real game design experience by making levels in bubble shooters like Emoji Pop. So I think that's like my whole idea with Emoji Pop. That's everything that I'm going for. And so that's also why on this home screen that I'm redesigning, I also feature the levels that players have created and that are trending in the game. So, for example, this is a level made by, it's actually my Twitter handle right now. So we need to kind of fix this UI stuff right here. It's a little ugly, but so I'm featuring levels made by the players actually in the game now. So when they're kind of waiting for their moves to regenerate in the main game, they can come here and play levels, the cool levels that players have made. Even if they aren't that far in the game, they can see the crazy things players are doing farther in the game, you know? Cool. And then the last thing is, in the home screen, is this middle thing is your avatar emoji. So in the game, you can pick what your emoji looks like. And you do that by, you unlock pieces by, so we have to put more pieces in the shop. That's going to be something we're doing next week, actually. So this whole pop-up here, this is going to be next week's game development target. So after we finish the UI redesign, we're going to, this is the meta system, so you can beat tasks to unlock points, which eventually earns you gifts. And those gifts gives you coins that you can use to buy these emoji pieces that are going to be a lot of like avatar kind of customization things. So right now you can customize the body, the eye, the mouth, and so that's something we're going to be working on. So that's next week's target, but that's also contained within this home screen. And so when you share levels and stuff, for example, you can see your avatar emoji, what they look like. Okay. So what should we do? Let's make a level. Let's make a ghost level. So I might actually have to, one second. I think I might have to open a database, my database, and change where I am in the game in order to allow myself to make levels with the ghost emoji. So let me do that on the side here. I'm gonna check the chat really fast. My Twitter has been opened, so if anyone messaged me there, I didn't see it, but I'm opening it right now. But yeah, I'd love like any feedback players have about the game, or any if you design levels. One thing I really want to do on the stream is if players design levels in the game and share them, I can play them on this stream, and then I can give them feedback live, and that's going to be a really useful way to learn, because you need feedback, and you need that's like a main practical aspect of game design in general. You need constant feedback from other people, and so that's going to give you, that's another important aspect of getting the real game design experience that I want to give to players. Okay, I got the database open on the side here. I'm going to open my account in the database. I'm doing this off screen. And I'm changing what world I'm on. And so now I've unlocked the ghost emoji. Oops. So let's open up the code. Actually, I don't need to open the code yet. So I'm going to refresh the game, and we're going to try to make a level. Hopefully, we're going to try to make it in the local version. So this is the new version of the game that's not live yet, so it has the redesign stuff. We're going to try to make a level, and hopefully we can save it, and there won't be any bugs with this redesign stuff that we're still implementing. If there are, we'll switch over to the old version of the game and make the level there, which is going to be at playemojipop.com. It's loading. There shouldn't be a bug, right? I didn't change anything. Let's check it out. It says, oh, it probably is because I changed the world, maybe. Let's play the new. I'm gonna do it at playemojipop.com. I'm gonna log into the game through Facebook. It's super easy to log in. Also, it's really easy to log in with an email. If you log in with an email address, because I know maybe some people don't want to use social media. If you log in with an email, it doesn't even require you to remember a password. So the way it works is you get an email confirmation link, and you click the link in your email, and then you it opens up the game, and it saves a cookie so it remembers you on that device. So you don't even have to remember a password. You just will enter in your email if you ever get logged out or something. Cool, so I've got Twitter open now, so feel free to message me. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. Got them all open. Alright, so let's use this ghost emoji, which now you can see is appearing in the emoji panel now that we've unlocked it. So in the editor, to the side, when I hit the ghost, these side ghosts open. These are like the options. So I can pick a color emoji, and then I can pick whether or not it's solid or transparent initially. So this is also going to be kind of a little like level design tutorial. You know what? First thing we should do is we should look at the ghost world. I designed worlds, kind of outlines, mostly for most of the worlds in the first screen, which are these. And I must have designed a ghost. So actually, I'm going to switch to my database. I'll open up the database on the screen so you can see it. So this is my coding environment right now. So let's open up the database. And I want to see, do I have a world? So these are the world designs. So we are on world, it is 10, but since we're starting at 0 in computer, it's world 9. So here's world 9. And there's a world there. So we're going to play it. Hopefully there's no bug in loading it. Maybe that's what's happening. Okay, so to load a new world, we're gonna delete the bubbles, and then when we refresh the game, it's going to just reload the world for us. So that's how I kind of test out new worlds and stuff. So let's say refresh. Yeah, also another funny thing is the game is made entirely out of real world emojis, as you can see. So everything in the game, like this world, the little things in the badges, the UI, the pop-ups, they're all from these emojis. So sometimes I just scroll through these emojis and I think of all these new gameplay ideas and stuff. It's really cool. So I'm like really embracing like the characterization of mobile games, you know, of like the emojis, like the personification of mobile devices, you know, communication. So I feel like what's a more perfect mascot for a bubble shooter, you know, and they're colored circles of personality. So one other thing that I forgot to do is there is an element in the database that declares how many worlds are currently in the game, so we won't be able to load a new world. So for example, this means I'm at the end of the world and the game is telling me, oh, like we're waiting for the new world to unlock. And so to do that, all I need to do is change this 9 to a 10. And then, oops, we also need to delete that star. So to do that, I'm going to open up my account. And we're going to delete the challenge index. We're changing to -1 so the game knows there's no star. And so here's the ghost world. Awesome. So I thought I had designed it. So we're going to have to evaluate its design too. So initially, first thing I saw, so the most important thing, like when you design a new world with introducing a new obstacle, like the most important thing is the initial like impression. So let's examine what I did. The initial impression is there's all these invisible ghosts. So players aren't going to know, most players won't know what to do or how this works. So the way it works, as I explained earlier, is you shoot through these invisible ghosts and make matches with them. So I'm making them confront the fact that you shoot through these ghosts. So I think no matter what happens, no matter where the player shoots, they're going to notice it went through, and hopefully they're going to make a match. Otherwise, they'll still see that it shoots through the ghosts. If anything, I would make this one row longer, these matches here, so that you really see the shooter go through the ghosts. That might be something I do at some point. I feel a little lazy right now. Kind of joking, but also it looks like pink and yellow. So when I reload these worlds, there's a little bug in the game that makes the colors wrong. But there's also a chance that the world just legitimately has a bad color definition. So we'll look at that as well. But I just changed the colors so we can refresh. Let's look at the world. It's number 9 in here. And the queue says, oh yeah, it says there's red. Okay, let's just watch the queue and see if we get anything bad. So we're still getting yellow. That's what I thought. I think this is yellow. So let's switch these colors around. We should probably do it within my user world definition. Also, we need to give ourselves a lot more moves. Give myself 50 moves. And feel free to message any feedback about the game or questions. The best thing you can do is go to playmojopop.com and you can make a level and send it in and we'll play it. Bubble shooter level design is so deep. You'll make a level and you'll realize how deep the space is, especially as these new emojis get unlocked. So there's so much to learn. Like, you could make these levels and I could give you feedback on them and you could entertain yourself and keep growing as a designer as a bubble shooter level designer, at least for like weeks and weeks and weeks. Especially as I make these new features and new modes, like space is just gonna get enormous, and I swear there's so much to learn about practical level design. Especially like when you're making levels that like go into the game and stuff, like you have to really think through a lot of stuff, and I think you get real practical skills that when you show these levels to people, like potential employers, like they're going to like, and you're gonna be able to explain your design, and they're gonna understand how deep that you understand this stuff, and they're gonna be able to trust you probably making levels in their games or whatever you're doing. Okay, so I'm gonna hit oh yeah, one other thing I need to do is the world queue definition's local, so that's not gonna be reloaded, so let's change it here. And hopefully we stop getting yellows. I think it's red, yellow, blue, green. Oh, it's all wrong. That's pink. There's no pinks in the level. So I need to change the world one like that as well, but that's okay. Let's hit refresh on the game. So right now, if you're just tuning in, we're kind of debugging. We're going to be debugging anything that comes up with the ghost world, but I don't think there's any bugs yet, it seems like. I thought there was. And we're going to be designing levels to go in this ghost world, and it's all going to go live on Monday. So I'm going to be designing these levels, and I'll tweet them out. I'll put them in the chats, hopefully, and you can feel free to play them and give feedback on them, or tell me how you did if you want. If you're not interested in doing that, you can just watch and listen. I think you can learn a lot about level design just by kind of listening to me talk about it. And as I create these levels, I'd like to kind of share how I'm thinking. So red. Okay, we got a yellow because we already had that. Let's just put that there. So another thing is you can delete these ghosts. If you shoot over them, it removes the ghost there. So I think, I don't know, I feel like eventually that's going to make a really complex puzzle, you know, with some other emojis sometimes, like, you have to strategically remove these ghosts or something, like, it could be insane. I got another yellow. Red. So I'm getting a lot of yellows. I'm still getting pinks. Did I reload? I thought I did. Let's check it out. Let me just make sure the sound is good and that everyone can hear me. Probably should have done that an hour ago. Okay, it sounds okay, I think. I think I'm streaming in 720. Like, if anyone has any feedback on the stream or anything right now, like, feel free to let me know. I'm kind of new to this still. Okay, so I need to get rid of pink. Okay, so change the world. Let me go back to my account. Let me get rid of that yellow and pink. It is 11 o'clock on a Saturday. Let me give myself a red and a blue. Let's go to our world queue. Okay, that's right. So we might have to change these queues as well now. I forgot. So world queue says what the colors are on the level. And then world queue active, whenever you get one of these colors, it removes it. And that's how it knows when to reset. So that way, you won't ever get like red, blue. You won't ever get like some crazy combination of colors. You're always gonna get like red, yellow, blue, green, blue, yellow, red, blue, yellow, green, and so, like different orders of the same color. And that's something we can change. Like, it might be cool to give players control of this queue, and that might open up design possibilities. That's definitely something we'll explore at one point. So now we need to refresh. I think we're good. So that was like the first little bug. It wasn't even a coding bug, but we needed to fix the queue definition for the world. So we got that done. If you're just tuning in, this is the old version of the game with the old UI, and we're working on. Let me refresh it. We're working on updating all the UI to remove clutter. I got a lot of help from followers on my Twitch in order to do that. Ouch. So I forget. Did I play a level? Let me reload the world so we can start this over, because I kind of got distracted, obviously. And I'm going to give us a streak of 1 again. And so we just delete the bubbles. And we hit refresh. We're good to go. I wonder what everyone's weekend plans are. I got like actually a good amount of work to do on this game, and I have a lot of videos I want to make and to like finish for next week so I can continue programming on the stream every day. So that's kind of a lot of stuff I gotta start working on. Okay, so this is the first shot. So as you can see, we initially have to come into we have to come into grips with this ghost emoji, because there's these invisible ones, and we see, even if I can see that I shoot through it, you know, my ball will land where I shoot, and we'll notice, oh, that didn't have an impact. But now, no matter where I hit, it will hit them. So no matter what the player does, even if they don't make a match or whatever, they will hopefully, at least I think, understand how these ghosts work on some sense. That they'll at least recognize the property that sometimes you pass through, sometimes you match, sometimes you hit them solidly. And they should be able to put it together that, depending on their visual state, whether they're transparent or not, that dictates whether or not the ball goes through or whether it doesn't go through. And I also tried to include a lot of places where these ghosts match up, so that's what this whole next section's about. Players will hopefully eventually, by the odds, they'll make a match that includes some ghosts as well, and so they'll recognize, oh, these ghosts sometimes, like the other obstacles in this game that I've done, they sometimes line up with other matches and they allow you to save moves, essentially. So that is something else I'm reinforcing with this obstacle. They also usually come to an understanding of the strategy of is it better to make this match now, or is it better to wait a move so that I can make the match once it's combining all these blues? So maybe sometimes it's even good to make a junk match or waste a move, because then next time you make a huge move. So, but sometimes maybe that's not the best way to do that, you know. So it opens up this awesome like moment-to-moment strategizing that is pretty deep, and it balances chance and skill in a way so that the strategy is never perfect. You know, it's got, by balancing chance and skill, it's just constantly like going to be engaging. It's hard to describe. We got blue, red. Not much I can do. So maybe it'd be cool if like you could like delete a ghost on some level and with a color that is in the level or whatever, and then maybe that's some kind of gameplay mechanic. So I'm noticing right here I'm getting a little bit stuck. For one move I didn't have a match, but now I have a great match. So getting stuck one move is a little bad in the world, but I think it's not too bad. Did I skip another star? I feel like I keep skipping stars. Okay, I think this is the first level. Let's see how many levels I've designed for this world. I'm also curious. Let's look at the code. Database says this was 15 moves long. I like that I start with a soap, because that's another way of forcing players to recognize the fact that these ghosts are alternating, flip-flopping, you know? So maybe they don't understand exactly how they work because they haven't thought through it all the way, but hopefully like they see, oh, this is a pointless match, so they just hit this soap anywhere, and then it flips everything. So players should recognize, okay, like I'm really starting to see the flip-flopping. So we go to challenges, and this is where the World 9 challenges are. So we have 2 levels. One's 15 moves. The second is also 15 moves. Okay. So let's play it. Let's see how it goes. This is exciting. Maybe I should switch to this. This is the cinematic view of the puzzle gameplay. So I'm gonna make this blue match since it's lined up big. So this is the first level. So I think already it's doing a great job of testing the player's understanding of the emoji, which is that you can match them when they're lined up together, and they're solid. So it's kind of testing together the matching mechanic as well, the matching property of the ghosts, as well as the solid transparent distinction, all that strategy. I think this level is really just a short little puzzle that tests all that and reinforces all that strategy. So I think that's awesome that this level is accomplishing that so far. I see really high, so there's also potential to make really high matches going through lots of invisible ghosts. So that requires players to be really confident in their use of this mechanic. I'm going to make this match that goes between these two yellows because I'm an advanced player. I think that feels amazing. Players will love the way that feels. I like this also because I know that if I hit the yellow ghosts right here, if I hit it here or here, then it drops everything. But if I were to hit it here, then it doesn't drop everything. But that's a really advanced thing. But it's cool that it exists for a few players that will be seeing this gameplay on that level, I guess. So I wish I could wait a move, but I don't have another move for red, so I'm just going to do this. I'm going to make this red while it's open. I'm glad I saved that, and I can hit these ghosts, the green at the same time. Oh, and look, hit the ghosts. So we won with 5 moves left over, and I think that is totally okay. Normally that's we want players winning or losing by like 1 or 2 moves or something like that, ideally around there on average. But 5 moves for the first level, I know players are going to be making mistakes, and sometimes you only get 1 chance to play a level. So this game has a streak system, so if you're on a streak of 1, if you haven't won a level yet, you only get 1 chance to play the level. And so there's a good chance you play it, and since it's new to you, you don't really understand it, and you lose the level. I just saw Damian Jesus join the chat in Twitter. What's up? Let me know if you have any feedback about the game. It's Emoji Pop. You can play it at playemojipop.com. I hope I'm still streaming it. It froze on my side monitor, but okay, I'm still good. So yeah, there's a streak. So if you beat a level, now you're in a streak of 2, and you get 2 chances to play every level. And so that's a huge advantage. You get to play through it once, learn by your mistakes, and play it again and win. So it's really important to get on the streak and to maintain it, because once you lose all your streak. By being on streak, you also get a bigger slot machine. So every time you beat a level, you spin a slot machine, and depending on how many smiley faces you get moves. And so if you have a giant slot machine, you can get a chance of getting 10 moves. So it allows you to make like a lot more progress in the game. So we get 3 because we won, but now we got a silver. These are side things that I've gotten rid of in the new update. Okay. So let's keep going with the world. We gotta get to that second level. Okay. So this purple is a great match. Sometimes there's not all colors on the screen at all times, but I never get stuck for more than a move, so it's okay still. This red looks like it opens a lot of stuff. We can drop some stuff with these ghosts, so it allows you to this ghost is awesome at, you can shoot through stuff and then drop the stuff beneath it before it blocks you again. I like that element of the new emoji. This ghost, we can make a match there. Yeah, so I stream Monday through Friday, I said, but I feel like I'm going to be streaming every day for a while. I stream in the mornings, I develop the game, and then in the afternoons I do that as well as some other stuff. We talk game design, industry, I'm not chat about anything really. So there's the new level, let's play it. Okay, so this has the ghosts. So usually the second level, this is what this is. I usually either show a secondary mechanic to the obstacle, but this ghost is more focused on one mechanic, the transparency and with matches. So we're focusing on using a new obstacle with it to show off more how it works with all these other emojis, because emojis on their own represent some of the game space, but when combined, they create totally new fields. And so that's the cool thing about releasing a new emoji every week. I'm not just expanding the gameplay space within that mechanic. That mechanic will play differently with every other mechanic, and then maybe you can use 3 or 4 of them together, and you can do all this crazy stuff. So that's why I love the sandbox feel of bubble shooters. It's one reason. Another reason why I felt so confident including a game creator with it, because I know it's so fun to make these levels. The emojis are so cool. So we know we're trying to get for these bombs. That's like the short-term objective, because these bombs blow up stuff around them. And we're not exactly sure yet. Does it blow up the invisible ghosts, or does it not blow up the invisible ghosts? We're not sure, so that's one reason why I included the bombs, because players need to know how they work with all the explosive obstacles, which there's a few in the game. So then they'll see, okay, both ghosts, no matter if they're invisible or not, get blown up with the bombs, so that makes them very valuable when paired with the ghost. So it provides them a positive experience with the ghost emoji, and also shows them a little more of the design space and the positivity of the bombs, of how powerful they are or whatever. So this is kind of where making matches that delete ghosts kind of matters, I think, because look, I also maybe get, because I cleared that ghost by landing it there, now I can like make this giant cross match up here. Oh, I missed it. That's okay. I want to see what this plays like if I don't play perfectly. I think I should still definitely just have a good chance at winning if I don't. Can I get it into that bomb? Yes, I did. Okay, so this is going to be tricky. I basically have to make this green. So this is interesting. I have one match to make here and one match to make here. 2 matches. But I have all these ghosts kind of getting in my way in different times. So I really like that, because I have to be really strategic about which matches I go for, because some of them are, I only want to clear all of the ones that are, so some are A ghosts and some are B ghosts, meaning the A ghosts are transparent on turn 1 and the B ghosts are transparent on turn 2. If I have to clear all the A ghosts on one side, I don't have to worry about the B ghosts, because if I keep just making matches every turn on one side, like, I don't want to make every single match of the ghosts. I want to get through as many of them as possible, so it requires a lot of strategy, which I really like. So not much I can do here. I'm hoping for a yellow. I got a pink. Nothing I can do. Oh, I kind of blocked myself off there. That was bad. So I'm thinking I should make this. I should save this yellow. Not much I can do with the pink. So I'm gonna make this yellow match, and hopefully I get a green. Oh, I nailed it. And so I like that. If a player has more moves, they can be conservative and make these little matches before making the tight matches that require a lot of skill. But I'm tight on my moves, so I'm going to try to make the match, and I did it. So I actually really like that the second level has a tighter move count. Even if they lose, it's going to be a fun experience, that level, so I'm going to leave it there for now. I think that's awesome. Okay. So that's the rewards from a side event that I'm going to be repurposing next week. So all this stuff is a little cluttery. We need to figure it all out. Okay, so back to the world. I like that there's a cross match here. I want to keep showing players opportunities to make 2 matches at once, because the more I show them, the more chances they have of doing that and recognizing it and identifying other places and thinking on a deeper level in terms of these emojis. So it looks like it's going to get a little grindy here, maybe. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It's an interesting space, so I'm trying to figure out where's it good to make matches. So okay, it's not as grand as I thought. That feels good. It felt like that was going to be a lot of matches I had to make, but I love the way the ghosts are. It doesn't feel so bad when you're doing it. Let's try to go up the middle, I guess. Cleared a little hole here. I really like that element. And so this is a red match that is connected to a red star. So it's going to actually match the red star as well. And so these red stars unlock the challenge levels. So these are speed levels. And I clicked it, but nothing opened. That's because, as you see, this is level number 2. It's actually 3, but 2 in the code. And there's no level there. It's a 0. So the error in the code probably says we cannot figure out the bubbles in 0. So we need to make a level with these ghosts that plays well with the scrolling mechanic of the new mode. So that's going to be a really awesome thing. Let me just get a glass of water. right? But yeah, just as a reminder, you can play this game at playemojipop.com. You can make your own levels and you can send them to me and I can play them live on the stream, give you feedback, talk about how awesome the level is, and then hopefully feature it in the game eventually. I showed you that earlier. This is the old. I'm playing the old version of the game right now. This is the updated version, which I forgot. I don't think is loading because of some other stuff. Let's try it one more time. If not, we'll move on. Hope everyone's having a good Saturday. I wasn't going to stream today, but I just felt like I wanted to because I wanted to do some coding stuff anyway. So yeah, this is the new version. Let me close this. So this is the old version. So we had this bottom UI. So all the functionality was tucked away in these different tabs. Even though this stuff is really important, I wasn't featuring it on the main screen or anything at all. And there were even some tabs that weren't that important that I was, but they are, in terms of the hierarchy of being on the same tab and having the same space, it seemed like they were the same importance. So I need to change all of that, and I had all these cluttery badges and everything. There's so many buttons in the bottom half of the screen, especially while on the level and having this top bar. It's just way too much. So this is what the game looks like now. So we got rid of the bottom UI. We got rid of all these side badges and everything. And so it's just the player in the world. We even have, because we got rid of the bottom UI, we have more space now for the puzzle above, which I think is awesome because some devices have shorter screens, some older phones and stuff. And so now, by giving them more space, it just makes for a better experience. They can see more of the level. So the biggest thing though is that we can hit home, and it takes us back to the home screen. So we got the most essential options at the top. So this, by having this home screen, not only do I declutter the campaign, which I go back to by hitting this play button right here, and a lot of this was I got a lot of feedback from MatmanPS2 in order to make these changes. So I love working with followers and Emoji Pop players in developing the game. So this home layer allowed us to also visually show the player all the important stuff at once without having requiring them to go to all these different tabs and stuff. So as you can see, the important stuff is all up here. We show the title right here, and then we show all the social media accounts, which I already explained why they're an essential part of this game. So, and then also this middle thing is the avatar emoji, which has this meta system that unlocks pieces to decorate the emoji. So all of this is actually next week's game dev task. So every week we have a new milestone we're trying to hit. Some aspect of the game needs to be updated or fixed or added onto, and so that's next week. So I'd love for you to follow me on Twitch at Emoji Popcast, because I love getting feedback from developers. Even if you have really harsh criticism of the game or this isn't for you, I'd still love your feedback, or we can chat about game design and stuff more generally. I also love talking about the other chatters indie development games. So we've talked about MatmanPS2's hyper casual game. I think it's called Color Spinner. I'm planning on playing it this weekend. And also Kessel's is a follower, and I think they're making a game I think that's the person making like an undead dining dash kind of game. So we talked about that. So we like to, I don't know, it's awesome having this kind of community. And then at the bottom, we're actually displaying levels that players have made in the game. So it's awesome now because of this UI redesign that I can feature players' work on the main screen. So players can click these levels and they can get a look at obstacles that are in the game much later, and they can see the craziest potential for levels and in the game. So they can see that on the main screen, which I think is so cool. So yeah, that's kind of the thinking behind the main screen and everything, and that's what we've been working on the stream Monday through Friday, but now it's kind of bled into the weekends a bit. So we're going to go back to making that level in the old version of the game. We're making a speed level with ghosts. So to make a speed level, we go edit. Yeah, we hit edit, we go mode, and we change the mode to auto scroll. We pick it, and then we can select the color. I'm going to select 3, I'm going to hit exit. Okay, one sec. Yeah, so in the speed levels, I think the last couple especially, they've been a little similar. They're different, but just I want to do something a little different. I usually do a 4-color level. So one important element of level design for bubble shooters is how many colors are in your level, because simply a 2-color level, a level with 2 colors in it, with very different kinds of choices, is a very different level than a 6-color level where players sometimes won't have much to do on moves. So it's more intense and strategic, but also sometimes not as satisfying. So you have to pick like the right number of colors for the level that you're trying to create for a certain kind of experience you have in mind. So I've used 4. I think it might be cool to use 3. So my thinking behind this is a speed level where the level scrolls down a little bit slowly. I think it would be cool to have 3 colors and to have lots of transparent ghosts that the players shoot through. So to them, I want the experience of the level to feel like a race. So I want them to be going for higher up matches, shooting through ghosts, and trying to like knock off stuff at the top if they can in order to drop a lot. But by going for these higher things through these ghosts, it might lead to stuff at the bottom getting kind of stuck. So you have to be trying to think ahead, but also if you think too far ahead, you'll have stuff at the bottom that gets you stuck and then you'll lose. So I think that is the kind of experience I'm going for, and I think by having 3 colors instead of 4, that's going to give me players are going to have to think less about matching the color. You know, there's only 3; it's more obvious, and they're going to be focused more on just finding the where to line up the shots. You know, like if they're not going to be switching colors as much. It's going to be more because there's lots of every color, so they're going to be more just firing as fast as possible. So that's kind of the experience I want to make. So that's why I'm going to be making a 3-color level, and I'm going to make it look. I don't know. I was thinking about picking red, yellow, blue. I picked those 3 often, but I think maybe I could do green, pink, purple, because those are kind of like ghouly more colors. So let's just do that for now. We've been ending levels on a drop top. So there's basically 2 kinds of drops to the ends of these levels. There's an end where it's basically at the top there's colored matches. So you have to make like all the matches in order to win. And then there's a kind of top where you just have to get to the end and then you hit an obstacle that triggers everything and everything explodes at the top. So those levels are a little less tense kind of at the end because you're just trying to get to the top. If it's a puzzly level at the top, it's a little more frustrating, but because it's a 3-color level, this is a good opportunity, I think, to do a matching top. It's only 3 colors. I think that helps a lot, so matches are a lot bigger at the top and everything. We can also decide how many columns this is going to be. So if I go to edit at playmojipop.com, I can select more columns or less columns. So that's something I'm thinking about now. What do I want to do? Maybe it'd be cool to have a thinner. Let's just try making a thinner level because we haven't done that for the speed level in a while. That could be cool. So let's just try this. This is only 6 wide, so that's interesting. Let's do green, pink, purple. We can always change it to be soap at the top or bombs later. So let's use our ghosts. Alright, so these should definitely be matches sometimes. So I'm going to pick green here. I'm going to pick pink solid here. And purple invisible on the side. And let's pick... So I'm trying to lay out the colors so that they're kind of balanced, so players don't get stuck in any weird places or anything, or see a certain color too much in certain places. Let's do pink again here. Okay. I wonder what this is going to play like. So I'm not going to think about this too much. I'm just going to lay this kind of pattern out for a few rows, and we're going to play it just to learn from that, and that's going to inform the rest of our level. This probably should be green solid, maybe, actually. So once I save this, I'll share it in these chats so that you can play it, and then whenever I save it again, it'll update, and you can just hit refresh, and feel free to give me feedback or let me know how many moves it took you or whatever. It's good if you're busy, though. All cool, you don't have to do that. And then pink. Oops. So you can hit this eraser here and go back to editing. Okay, let's just save it here, and let's test it. Let me refresh. I forgot there's a bug. If you make a speed level, I think you have to hit refresh. Maybe we have to go back in and set it again. Let's check. But yeah, I'm also going to share this. Yeah, I'm going to share this imminently. I'm watching the chat on Facebook, YouTube. At least if you comment on the video, I might not be able to see it. But if you comment on the stream, I think I'll definitely be able to see it. So let's open up the level. Let's make sure the mode's right. Okay, it is. So that's what it's going to look like. It's at a high speed now. That might be too fast. Let's share it, and we'll just keep updating it. So I'm going to paste it in the Twitch chat first. You should highlight it all and copy it. Twitch uses the question mark as the end of the link for some reason, but you need all of the text in order to play the level. So I'm chatting that right now. I'm gonna post in the other chats. 1 second. Feel free to ask me any questions about the game though, or you can just head over there, sign into the game, make a quick level, comment it on any of my channels or any of my social media links or any of these streams, and I will play it. If not today, if I don't see it today, I'll definitely play it tomorrow. But I'm looking at all these chats, and now is a great time to send me your levels if you want. I think it's a really fun experience. I'm emailing myself this link. And I just sent it. Bringing back the database. Let's look at the code. Oh, you don't see that screen. 1 sec. Just need to open it up. Okay, so I'm commenting the link in the YouTube chat. Oh. It says the YouTube chat is closed. Maybe I was looking at the old version. Okay, I just shared it to Twitter. Let me try sharing it to Facebook. This is the first time I've done this. There's a chance that Facebook probably won't let me comment the links. I'm not sure. I want to make sure no one's been messaging me on YouTube. Because... Okay, cool. Now I got the current chat. Let me try pasting this link in there. Cool, so I got the link shared to at least YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. I don't think, oh yeah, and I got to Facebook as well. So you just gotta click that link and you'll be able to play the level. I'm gonna keep updating it, so if you watch this later and play the level later, it's gonna be probably the latest version of it. Let's test it out. Green, purple, pink. This is way too fast. Oh, gotta switch to green. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay. So, I have some doubts about this level. Let's edit it and make the speed slower and see how that affects it. Alright, let's just test it in here. Let's save it actually. Okay, this is better. We gotta switch to pink. So it looks like there's basically two colors being shown at any point, and we need to... Oops, messed up a little bit. Okay, so it's more about switching colors there. I don't really like that. I think the problem is that it's too narrow. The experience I had in mind was wider and allowed more choices and everything and bigger matches. So we're gonna create a new level. I'm gonna hit refresh. But we can always use that level for something someday or something. It could be a good level, but not what I'm going for yet. Okay. So let's make a wider level. This looks like a good size. And I think I want to do red, yellow, and blue. For some reason, I don't know, those colors are calling out to me. Let's do the big matches like we talked about. Red, yellow, blue. I'm doing this on a computer, but you can also do it on your phone. This yellow should be bigger. I want all the matches to be big as possible at the top. Okay, so now let's have some fun with these ghost matches now. So I want to have a red here, and I want to have a blue that can be transparent here, so it kind of blocks off stuff sometimes. Maybe a solid yellow in the middle, and then let's kind of copy that pattern here again, so it's symmetric kinda. So this is gonna be kind of the top. There's stuff kind of in the middle that can block stuff if you don't use the right matches, and then there's stuff on the sides and the center that save you moves if you make those giant clusters of matches. So that's good. Let's keep designing kind of rows of ghosts. Red, blue in the middle. Oops. Let's use the eraser. So I'm trying to outline the colors in such a way so that they're kind of evenly distributed, and also another thing to consider is that you can have a lot of color, you can make them evenly distributed, but if all the reds, for example, are invisible on the same turn, that means half the time the players aren't going to have a red match, and that's frustrating. That leads to them getting stuck at sometimes if they have reds. So that's another thing to consider. Unless you're really experienced, it's often better just to rely on the playtest experience to see where these points come up by playing the level repeatedly. Yeah. Feel free to message me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, any questions about the game. I commented out the link to this level, of the last level, so you can play the last level. I'll comment the link to the new one as well. So red, blue, invisible. Next should be yellow. Let's make it solid. Let's make it small though. Let's make it invisible. And we do red that's invisible so players can still see the blue. So we should definitely do a blue up here. I'm also considering, like, do we want to change up this kind of pattern at some point, or do I want it to be consistent throughout? Maybe, I'm thinking now I want it to be consistent, but I can always change my mind later. Ugh. Ghost, red. Blue. No, yellow. Maybe blue invisible on the side. So this should go down for another 4 to 6 rows, I think. And we want to make sure when it scrolls down really slowly. I think that's something that's going to be key in this. Let's do red on the side. Let's do red on that. Yeah, let's do red over here. Invisible blue. Let's do solid yellow. Oops. Yeah, the buttons where you hit them are a little bit off. There's little editor bugs. That's one week I said that we do a different coding task every week. One week we need to just work on the level editor for a week, improve these little bugs and add some kind of little features and stuff. Okay, so let's do red invisible, and then blue visible. And let's do yellow invisible and blue invisible. Oops. Do we need a yellow there maybe actually? We got a lot of yellows on the same side though. Let's do red. See yellow invisible here. And then solid blue, invisible red. I might just try this out like this because actually we didn't set the mode. So I'm gonna again share this link out and I'll keep updating. I'm pretty sure this is the one that we're gonna be using for the game, so feel free to play it and let me know what you think. Even afterwards, I'd love to know like how many moves you had left over, or what you thought of the difficulty, or if you thought of any ways to improve it, or the top, or anything like that. If there are things you don't understand, any of that feedback. So let me send the link. Oh my god. It is sent. So let me put it in the Twitch chat. Again, you need to copy that whole link. I'm going to put it in the other chats as well. It's in YouTube now. It is in Facebook now. And it is in the Periscope Twitter now. Alright. So let's test this level out. I'm going to hit refresh first. I can't believe I'm designing levels without listening to music. It's a wasted opportunity. Okay. Let's test it out. So it's slow. It's very slow. I like that it's bigger, a lot more choices with the colors. Oh man, I messed up. So that's gonna happen. I think it should be a little faster. Let's try it a little faster. So we're gonna go with the speed of 2. Save it. Test it out. So it's definitely a little faster now. Trying to go for the higher up ghosts, like I said before, or clear out lower ones that open up stuff. I know there's a giant red match there, so I'll hit these yellows, make the reds. Do I get a blue? No. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh, now all that stuff's invisible. That's funny. I should probably... My gut tells me I should fix that so that it's not possible to have this giant invisible stuff that blocks you, but that could be kind of part of the appeal and part of the learning process of this emoji with this mode, you know. I think it's kind of part of the game. I think that might as well try it out and see what people think. I'd love your feedback on that. Seems like that wasn't a problem this time, so it adds a little bit of replayability to the level. Oh, I see a blue match there. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I'm trying to make this little... I feel like these matches got smaller. Oh man, did I make... Oh, I missed it. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. That looked like a bug. Oh man. Ah. So maybe the end should be a little easier, but let's just try it one more time. Okay. Doing better now. It takes so much time to switch. I don't have room there. Yellow. Yellow, I'll make this blue, so I got a little more time. Red. Blue's good. Red, we got a match there. Blue match here. Yellow match here. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. We're not good, we're not good, we're not good. Oh, I messed up. Okay, at the end, I think part of the problem is the matches become pretty small, and often I was finding myself breaking them or something. The way my emojis were kind of landing, but looking at it, it doesn't seem like it would be that bad. Maybe I need to make the essential matches a little bigger? Or maybe that's... the opposite of what I need to do. I'm not sure. Let's try it. This is weird. Okay, I'm gonna save it. Let's test it out again. And so I commented that link in all the chats. I'm gonna check in a second, but I'd love to know if you have any feedback. Got this blue match here. No yellow. Oh, we got a switch. That's a little bit of a waste of time. Red. No yellow again. Oh, there's some yellow up there I could have done. Trying to make quick matches right now. Starting to see what's up. Oh, why? These are not the same now. Let me refresh. Something weird is happening. Because the top matches were together and they were flipped. Is that why I expected the matches to be, why they were so small or whatever? I'm confused. Let's change the mode again. Oh man. Yeah, I'd love you to play this level and let me know what you think. Especially about the end. It feels too hard to me and I'm trying to figure out why, because I don't know why it's coming up different at the end than what I expect. Yellow, blue, oh, blue is, oh, I missed that one. Red, yellow. Okay, try to make the lower matches kind of. Okay, now it's working. It might have just been like my editor or something. It wasn't updated or something. Blue, oh god, oh god. Oh, I can make that blue one. Oh no, I can't. I messed up. Okay, these ones are split up. So that is not the way it should be. Let's look. So some of these were like going in alternate times. Let's play it. I'm gonna wait a little bit so we see more of the top. Oh, let's just do it now. I was wondering if it's not. So now it looks right. Let's test it again. So yeah, see, these rows are split up. And these two. Okay, so something is wrong. We're gonna have to debug. So we didn't have any bugs as obstacle yet, so we finally found the bug. I was getting worried that we weren't gonna find the bug. So let's look at the code. I'm gonna go to bubble layer. That's where all the bubble shooter logic takes place. And let's look at the ghosts. Let's look at the thing that alternates the ghosts. I think it probably updates it and does it within the bubble. So there's a bubble layer and then there's a bubble obstacle. There's a bubble file. So this does all the little stuff. So here's the definition of a ghost. Like if it's of type 27, that means it's a ghost. And this is saying what the properties of a ghost are. Its matching effect and its transformation effect every other turn. So it's going to do an execute transform and update it. A ghost effect. Oh, actually doesn't include on turn. So this is where it sets its initial binary, whether it's transparent or not. So let's go to the thing that flips the ghosts, and I feel like it might be flipping only the ones on screen or something, which is a problem. That's not the way it should be. So that must be the case. So let's do that. So equals 27. I'm looking for places where we're checking to see it's a ghost. So this is just the sprite. This is also just the sprite. Okay, so it's not in the bubble. I think that's because it's in the bubble layer. Let's search for instances of checking to see if it's a ghost equals 27. So here it is. So what it's doing is, so we need to move this somewhere else. It's starting at the top row and going down to the bottom, but the top row on the screen, not the top row in general. And it's flipping all the ghosts. So let's fix that. We're doing some real coding, some core gameplay coding that's actually really easy. Let me open up the chats again. Let me know if you have any feedback whatsoever. I've commented my level links in the chats everywhere so you can play them. So for starting at 0, not the top active row, there's this double array, this 2D array called bubble map that includes all the indices of the bubbles in each position. So we're basically going through each row is what we're saying there. If this bubble map that holds the index, if the index is not equal to -1, which means that it would be empty, and we're going to make sure the actual bubbles, so the bubbles are stored in this giant array called bubbles. We're going to make sure that the index, the bubble at the index that we selected, we're going to make sure that's not null, so we make sure we don't do something that's going to cause some game-breaking error. And let's just copy and paste this code. So if it's a ghost, then binary flip trigger. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the trigger function that we're calling, because there could be a problem here. Okay, so here is where the ghost. I thought there would be like something that says if it's a ghost, then do something. Oh, is it right here? Oh yeah, here it is. So it sets the opacity and it affects its properties. I was afraid it was gonna like do something off screen that was gonna be bad, like I don't know, it might be okay. Let's try it. So we saved it. But we have to play it locally. So I think is there a problem with doing that? Let's just try it. Okay, well we need to like I have a problem with running some of these levels on my local updated version of the game that isn't live yet, because there's some bugs I'm still working out. But if we can't play the level with this fix, we have a couple options, but I think the option I'll choose to do is we will just fix those bugs that come up, you know, since we need to do that anyway. So we're doing level design, but it turns out we're like fixing things we need to do anyway, like in pursuit of the level design stuff. Okay, so we go home, we open up the level browser, go to the last page, which is this red arrow, and here's the level. So I think it's gonna hide the shooter. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so it works. Let's make sure. Oh man, now it's not flipping them right at all. That's really weird. So let's check out what's going on. So the only change we made was to bubble layer. We're starting at 0. We're going the entire length of the puzzle. Okay, I left out this. We're only like looking at the first like row of the first column of each puzzle or something, I think. We don't even have a J. I don't know how that even was able to run. Okie dokie. Now it should work. I'll probably go live. I might go. I could go live tomorrow morning. If I have to code more tomorrow morning, I probably will. But Monday through Friday are my main streaming days. Code in the morning and often in the afternoon, but I also do other fun stuff in the afternoons. So go home, level browser. Last page. Let's test the level. And okay, the bug fix we just did worked. Let's hopefully all the bubbles update in uniform now, all the ghosts. Okay, this must have been affecting the world too, not just the levels. So no wonder it was so frustrating at the top with all those little matches. I was like, why is it so hard? Okay, that's not nearly as hard anymore. It might be too easy now. Let's try it again. So I'm curious now. Oh, so when you play the level, actually, you won't have the bug fix, so it's going to be a lot harder for you. Still need to make these. Okay. Okay, this yellow match feels really good. So there's like room to fail here at the top if you make a mistake. So I try not to be too punishing at the top because I know one mistake and you screw yourself. And because your attempts at a level are limited to 1 to 3 tries, you could end up losing the level pretty easily, especially if you only have one try. So I don't want to make it too hard. I guess that's good for now. Eventually I want to have some like level design review where we look at all the levels in the game and look at the analytics for those levels and we like tune them. Like maybe that could be a whole week someday. Like, but to do that we need to like add a little more stuff to the game. Newman on YouTube says, "Hello, take it easy. Thanks for chatting. How's it going?" I think I'm taking it easy. I got a Hawaiian shirt on, so I'm taking it easy to an extent. How's it going, and how's it going on your end? Thanks for chatting to the stream. So we're gonna put this level in the game now. Let me look at it again. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Home. Oops. No. Not Twitter. So we're gonna put the level in the game. Let's open up the database. Anyone have weekend plans or anything like that? So let's go to where the levels are stored. And I'm going to go to where my levels are stored. And we're going to go to the last level created, which is 418. We're going to export this level file. So now it's on my computer. And let's go to where the challenges are stored. For World 9. And in this empty level slot, we're going to import a level. So let's make sure the queue is right. Usually it's wrong. Yeah, this is an update really. I made it with red, yellow, blue, so we need to get rid of the green, pink, purple. Okay. I like to make the speed level moves really high just in case something goes wrong or something. I don't want to make you run out of moves. I don't think that happens like that. So now let's just make sure that it works when we play it. So we can do that from the old version of the game that's live right now. We're a little past an hour and a half in the stream. Probably go to 2 hours, then I might take off for lunch. Maybe we'll go a little longer than that, who knows. So we got the star for the second challenge in this world. Let's press it and we get the level we just designed. I'm going to play it, but the game live doesn't have the update I just made yet, so it splits up matches, so it's going to be a harder version of the level for sure. So you can play this harder version of the level in the chat. It splits up the matches in this way that makes it really difficult at the end. Whereas normally it should be easy. Oh man, oh man, oh man. But it's still possible to win, it's just tough. Oh. Oh no, I'm not doing that great. One more, one more! No! So I want to see if you can beat that. I'm not going to try to beat it again. I'm sure I could eventually. I'm going to go into the database and say there is no challenge. So once we hit refresh, that star will go away. Alright, so now let's pick up in the world where we left off. And so in previous worlds, we were having... so in this world right now, there's 3 levels in the world. I think we're kind of starting to make the shift to 4 levels in the world at this point. They're all a little longer, you know, the worlds. But that would possibly mean making this world a little bit longer, but there's a lot of moves involved right here. So I feel like there should be a star up here as well. Because look how many moves. That's already like 10 moves just to... Oh, there is a star up here. Cool. And it's somewhat accessible. It's possible that this requires so many moves, but it's late in the game, so whatever. And so this star there is no slot in it, so we have to make another level now. So this is going to be our last level in this world. I'm glad that I included this level in the world. I didn't want to have to add more to the world. So the world level design in general, like, it feels like it takes a lot of moves at the top, but I'm just going to let it go for now, and I think it's going to be good just to see analytically. And with players who play the game, I want to like have some like week where we just focus on level design maybe, or for a few days or something, and we can update these worlds later and stuff. Maybe it's good to have that kind of longer gameplay for now at this point at World 10 towards the ends of levels and stuff. So let's make a level. So this is the last level in the world. Everything's been about ghosts. The first 3 levels, which is a speed level with ghosts, and the whole world is ghosts. So by the 4th level, I like to add a level that doesn't have ghosts to kind of refresh the player's palette a little bit, and it kind of it's good to keep showing older obstacles in the game. So that's why even in these introductory worlds where it's all focused on these new emojis, I want to include a level in each world that has like a flashback to remind you, oh, there's these snails that move each turn, remember that. Like, that's going to be important to remember, because we don't want players forgetting how things work. And it keeps the game fresh and stuff too. And it's cool to show old obstacles used in new ways. So for example, like, I feel like I haven't used... What was the last one? I feel like I haven't used the snail or the bow too much, so maybe I should make a... This sounds like a weird pairing, but a snail bow and arrow level. I don't know how that's going to look, but I think that could be... If it's possible to make a good level with those obstacles, that would be good, because I haven't used them in combination with each other, definitely. And I haven't used them too much in the game at all. So let's think about that. So I'm trying to think of like an idea for a level. So the snails, the idea is they move one spot per turn. So you make a move and they'll slide one, and maybe they'll bump into each other and turn around. They'll always go in the direction they're facing, and they always go side to side. These arrows, each turn they rotate, and then if you ever hit them, they shoot an arrow that goes through everything in its path. And as a designer, we get to decide what the rotation cycle is. So maybe they just go between left and right. Maybe they go in all 6 directions. Maybe they just go randomly almost. Like, So that's all the stuff we have to figure out for how we implement these emojis. And of course, with a snail, you decide the color and which direction it's initially facing. So we could maybe do big clumps of snails with arrows in between, kind of. That could be kind of cool and like kind of random. Like maybe we could try that. Maybe the arrows could be on the sides. So I could either use arrows that go left and right, maybe, or I could use arrows that are on the sides that go like between. I don't know. I'm seeing arrows kind of not in the center, but little towards the sides that just focus on the outsides, because I don't want to have arrows that are too overpowered. I don't think that like just clear everything, like, because then that kind of like makes the level a little less strategic. So let's just try designing stuff. I'm thinking how many colors do I want the level to be, and I'm also thinking about the size it should be. Let's look at the columns. So you can reduce the number of columns or increase it. Let's just try a slightly smaller level, like mix up the sizing a little bit here. Should we have a soap drop? Let's just have a soap drop for now. And let's have all the colors we want to use in the next row. At the same time, maybe. Let me go back. Let's try making a bigger level. Let's try making a big level. Like this is 12 wide, I think. I think that's usually standard for bubble shooters. I've been doing like 10 as my average, I think. But I have some that are smaller and bigger, of course. I love that you can change the size of your board. I don't think most bubble shooters allow you to do that. So let's... Do I want to... Yeah, I want a soap drop, definitely, now that it's so big. And let's have some snails. Actually, yeah, we want to include the colors first. So let's do... I was thinking, do we want to do a 5? Let's do a 5 color level. We don't do many levels with more than 4 colors. Yellow, green. So everything but pink we're using. Okay, so for the snails, I want them to kind of be going. They're in the vicinity of. Oops. I want them to be close to like their color matches, so that there's lots of opportunities to make like matches through the snails when lined up with other stuff. Let's do purple. And I like to like kind of make them go different directions, like left, right, depending on the match. Let's do a little blue here. And let's do yellow here. Green. Blue. Okay, those are the top few rows of the level. Let me open up the chats again. So I'm monitoring the chats in Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Thanks, Dumont again. Hope you're still watching. Hope you're taking it easy too. Maybe we should have a left and right arrow here. So it only like it'll cut off half of like a row basically, which players could use to kind of make their way up the top. Let's do another round of matches. It'll be easier now that we're not connected to the top solid matches. Like purple, there's no way you can make a big match here, but I want to make some, so the yellows maybe sometimes they'll overlap here. Let's do some blues over here. Green. I'm trying to include every color on each row. All that's left is, oh, we did all of them, so we can do yellow here. So it's up to the player to kind of decide which direction they want the arrow to shoot. That could be like a strategic choice, kind of. I could see that being important in this kind of level with the snails. Like one side might have good matches lined up, the other side might not. Let's do another round of snails. Like the blues here. Greens should be close. Yellow's not as close as they have been in the past. Let's do some reds here. And we need a purple. And here we can do blue, or let's do blue. I think we need another arrow. Let's make it go the other direction. Let's do another couple rounds of snails, and then maybe we'll just play this and see how it goes. It's weird that I have one gap up here. We don't have any reds and purples on this side really, so let's do that. Don't have much green on this side. Let's do that. Let's do red in the center. And we still need blue. That's good on the far right. Right here. And let's do one more of these rows. Alright, let's test this out. We're going to learn a lot from this playtest session. I'm not sure if this is a good or bad level yet. I really don't know. I hope it's good because that would save me time. But I don't know at all. Let's test it. So, yellow. So you can see the arrows changed. See red there. Purple. Oh, so we can hit it now. Because how I shot this, it kind of caught some stuff, but that's okay. We're running out of moves because I didn't add any. Okay, I'm not sure how fun this feels. It doesn't really feel that fun. Feels like I just have to keep making matches and everything keeps sliding around, and yeah, it doesn't feel that fun. I'll share it in the Twitch chat, but feel free to play it and have your own opinion about it. You can follow me on Twitch at Emoji Popcasts. And you can chat with me. The Twitch is my main streaming place. I stream like on Facebook on Saturdays, but I normally don't. 1 second. So we need to think of another level to make. Oops. This is not real. Just wanted to have my Twitch address on the screen. There we go. Oops. Nah, everything's messed up. Alright. So back to what we're doing. Let's make another level. I'm just gonna hit refresh. Start over. It's kind of hard to use snails in an interesting way with bows and arrows. Maybe I can add like a third. Maybe I should add a third element. So maybe I should have like dice as well, and I can kind of layer these different obstacles in interesting ways. Might make more sense with the bows and arrows. Let's try something like that. It's also difficult because bows and arrows, they shoot and clear stuff in the paths, but it's important when you design matches around bows and arrows to make it so that they don't like they don't split up your matches, because if they split up a bunch of your matches, then you're left with a bunch of single bubbles that block you from progressing. But the problem is that snails move each turn, so the match pattern changes, and it changes dynamically depending on the player's behavior, and so it's more likely the arrows will cause damage, so we should probably use them in a way that's more limited, like only pointing left or right, and making sure snail matches, that way we can make sure snail matches don't get totally cut off. Another thing I thought of is it'd be cool if I made a level like structured like with like 2 columns on the side or something, and then in the center were like, what if there were like all these snails, like a row of them. Like, you'd have to cut them off from both ends in order to make them drop, kind of, and like it could be interesting the way they move or something. Maybe it'd be cool to explore that, and it would also be useful to put like an arrow here. So maybe this structure. Sometimes it's good to like just lay down some structure for some puzzle ideas, even though they may not make sense to you yet, and then maybe you can kind of sketch out an outline for a new idea. So let's just pursue this, and maybe it won't make anything useful, maybe it will, we'll see. So I want these like outer walls. Oops. Did I save it? Back to editing. Okay, and what kind of colors do I want? Do I want 4 colors in this level? Let's go with 4 colors. So let's just pick these 4 colors that we're using, and let's make some matches. So I wanted these. I'm trying to think what the match pattern should be on the side. Like, I could do a bunch of triangles, but then it's really easy to draw up the sides. So I think they should be a little stronger, I guess. Maybe I'm wrong though. Green, yellow, blue, pink. I could do something like this. And so let's just keep going through this pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe we should have some soap as well, so I can kind of alternate the order of the matches, so they're not always the same pairings. So now blues with green, for example, and yellows with pink. And then I'd probably do a soap row here or something. Now I can put blue here. Now combine green with pink. Yellow. And that's another soap. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side. So by doing this pattern, you can kind of make sure that inherently colors are evenly distributed. So let's do pink here. Green, blue, yellow. And then let's do soap. It's on the inside here. Let's make this one on the outside. We'll make this green, pink. And then green on the outside, blue, yellow, and then another soap. So I'm trying to make it a little different than this other side. Pink, blue, green, yellow, pink, green. I was gonna put blue there, but there's a blue on the outside here, so might as well make it different. We want to make sure at the opening players have all shots available to them. So they have yellow, they have a pink, they have a blue. Let's give them a green. Let's give them another pink on the side. And now let's figure out these snails. I'm going to save it for now. Let's edit it again. So the way they are now, these snails just block. We don't want them to just block. We want them to be useful or strategic somehow. So let's we also want to include arrows. Maybe we don't include arrows. Forgot about that. I guess we could. Maybe the arrows could be like, okay, I have an idea. So my idea is we have an arrow like here. And we include snails below it. So let's do that. Pink. Let's do green over here. Yellow. And then let's do blue. Let's do pink. Maybe like a single one here. Okay, so it's kind of suspended precariously up here, and you have to kind of make matches in order to open it up, and then you save a lot of moves if you hit it correctly, kinda. I could put two of them that clear the whole thing. That could be cool. Let's just try that. Let's do another one lower. Maybe right here. So yellow. Let's do pink on this side. Blue in the middle. And let's do green on the top left. Yellow up here. Let's do a pink here. Still not sure what I think about that. And let's do another couple arrows. Save. Should we do one more in the middle? Let's just save it. Let's test it out. Before anything, I'm going to share it with my Twitch chat. You can follow me on the Twitch chat at Emoji Popcast. And you can highlight this link, play it. I'm not going to paste it everywhere right now. But you should follow me on Twitch. Honestly, I stream Monday through Friday, and we do all the game development stuff, all the level design stuff, talk about game design in general. We feature other people's indie games they're working on, so there's a lot to do. Let's test out this level I just made. So let's open this up. This blue. So now the pinks are matching. Let's try this out. Okay, the yellows are kind of... If we make this yellow match, the arrows will fall. So let's not do that. Oh man, it is hard. Okay, so we need to edit it so the arrows are a little more available for being matched. Maybe I should have one on each side. Let's just try it. Alright, the level is saved and updated, so if you hit refresh on that level, when you open it, it will also update. So let's hit the pink. Let's hit the blue. Let's hit the green. Oh my god. Okay, it's too easy to drop. Another thing I could do is I could add a little more safety by adding a couple more snails. So I can add a blue snail here, so it makes a match right here as well, and a green snail here, so that those at least will hold them. I wonder if there's different ways to do this so that they get trickier throughout. Maybe that's not the way to go though. Yellow, green. Okay, awesome. Then I can open up these. That feels amazing. We found a great way to use snails and bows and arrows together. Let's replicate that up there. That felt really good. And you can see it being kind of chaotic. Maybe it doesn't happen perfectly every time, so this is awesome. So this should be here. This should be here. And notice to put them on a row so that when they go off, they don't split up these matches. If I was left with a yellow and green, if this was one lower, a single yellow and green I wouldn't be able to match with. So that's a frustrating experience that blocks players at times. We're 2 hours into the stream. Let's finish this level. So let's add those other snails we need. So like that's what I'm talking about with playtesting. Playtesting is so essential because you can't design levels just in your head. A lot of the coolest things you can come up with are when you play a level and you see things that happen that you want to make happen in your level, or you want to increase the presence of them or the fun of them. So by playing a level, you can see, oh, this didn't work out, but I can change this, and you keep going through this iterative process until you come up with something like that. There's no way you thought you could come up with that from the start, you know? So you just gotta keep doing that, and occasionally you'll make levels that are like, you'll be like, how did I make this masterpiece level? Like, it doesn't even make sense how I came up with this perfect level. I felt like it's perfect in every regard. Like, not this level, but I've made levels like that in the past I have that feeling about, and it's because you just keep playtesting it, and you go off in directions that are like, you just let it take you for a ride, and sometimes you come up with really crazy stuff, like, and I think like all kinds of artists kind of have that experience with their own arts, you know? So let's save this. So the level's updated in that link. So let's just play it. Let's add some more moves first. Testing it. Yellow, blue. I know to hit the green, so there's some learning to do here. If I hit it here, let's just do that. I can hit the other one later. Let's try to mix some matches up here. Okay, I see the next one. You kind of see the importance of hitting them because there's a lot of kind of little matches to make. I kind of like that. But there's still some strategy and some skill-based decisions as to how to best way to get up there. Yellow. Oh man, this is awesome. That feels good. This is an awesome level. Trying to figure out if I want it to be longer. It'd be cool to add like another section in there, you know? Maybe we should have like an intro where the player has to do this, but it's a lot easier. I think I'm gonna do that. So let's do that. Let's add a couple more. Yellow, blue, soap on the outside maybe, pink, and then on the other side let's do the same thing. Blue on the outside. Let's do another soap on the inside here so that they're off. So it kind of gives the level like an asymmetric looking feel, like a little chaotic looking. I like that. Green and pink. Let's have green and yellow. So we have all the kind of colors represented at the bottom. Alright, and then let's add that snail thing intro here. So my idea is it's gonna go next to these snails. And I'm watching all the chats, so feel free to ask me any questions about the game or send me your levels that you make at playemojipop.com. Let's have a lot of arrows. So we're gonna have these as well as these, so players know to go for the arrows, and we'll add the snails. As well as a single. So that'll kind of make players have to precisely aim at the arrows. So this will be just like a couple moves, most likely, maybe 2 to 3 moves here, just to see the main mechanic, and we scroll up and play the rest of the level. Let's save it, let's test it out, see if our move count's good. So for example here I got the greens, and I know I can then hit the arrows. Blues, oh, so now it's a little trickier. Oh man, now it's really tricky, so I have to be really careful about this. So that wasn't as like ideal, so I know that I could do better next time, so I probably shouldn't be able to beat this level. I want to like lose by like a move or something. But depending on your skill shots with these matches, you can save some moves. I like that. It's like an engaging level throughout. Wish the top was a little longer, honestly. Maybe I should add like another row of snails in this section. Oh my, I messed up. Messed up bad. Okay, then just 2 moves here. It'll give us the right colors after this. Okay. Yeah, let's make the top a little harder. Let's add some more snails. Let's add green over here and blue over here. But that makes a match. I don't want to make a match. Let's add pink. Oops. Blue here. And let's fix this blue. And I was thinking maybe we should add like, I don't know. Maybe it's good like this. Let's save. Alright, let's test it out. Green. Make the big match. That's the intro. Alright, pink. Yellow. I was hoping for a green. Okay, now I can do the double clear. That's like a good little mid, and now we just have to climb our way at the end of the mid to the top. I like the way this level's structured. There's like room for like high skill shots. Like I wasted a move there. Yellow. Green. I wanted a pink. Blue, okay. Ah. We're gonna get close. Okay, so this is like a challenging level. Let me look at it again. For this top, maybe I should have bows and arrows on each side. So I was thinking of just having like bows that just face one direction. I haven't tested that out yet. I'm assuming that works. Okay, let's save that and test it out. Blue. Make the big match. Okay, yellow. Let's get rid of these blues. All we got is pink. Okay, next move we can make the big match. Like that. Okay, we gotta get up here. Let's start making our way up these snails. Nothing we can do there. Make this yellow match with the soap. I see a lot of pinks together with the snails. I really like this breakup because I feel like these arrows won't be in view of a lot of devices. Maybe I'm wrong. Yellow. Ah. Can I go around? Okay, now I can make this match. Oh, I should have hit this one. I made a mistake. I don't know how that happened. Let's test it one more time. I like to play it a few times. I want to get the experience, you know, like as an average. Green, make the big match. Blue's in the middle. I think that makes it easier. Maybe I'm wrong though. I want to do the yellows because I know these pinks are going to cover up the greens. So that's me thinking ahead. Alright, could have saved a move there, but that's okay. Pink. Green. Yellow. Ah, oh, pink. Blue. Green. Blue. Yellow. Oh, this pink will ruin that. Oh well, let's just see. At least we can hit these top arrows. 3. Oh man. Alright, I think this is gonna be a good level. A lot of high skill shots, a lot of variability. There's like a skill in knowing how to get to the arrows, so that'll be some replayability. And it's okay if it's not. The move count is a little high, but I think for most people it'll be about right, so I think it's good as it is. So I'm gonna copy this. Oh, I already shared it to the chat, so you should be able to play it. Kessels is in the chat. What's up, Kessels? I was mentioning your undead game just like a few minutes ago. Good to see you. I'm ending the stream pretty soon because I just made the 4 levels in the game. Maybe I'll add it to the world and we'll play World 10 together and we'll see what the level design is like as a whole. I'm going to add it to the game right now. Anything going on, Kessels? Any weekend plans? Are you working this weekend? How'd all the meetings go? It's Saturday, right? Wow. Crazy. It feels like just yesterday you were telling me you had meetings this week. I feel like the weekend's over. I have great news for Undead. Nice. What's the news for Undead? While you tell me that, I'm going to put this level in the world. So it's in levels, user levels. Multiplayer is coming in about a month. Oh, wow. I figured that would be a long ways off for you to implement that. That is awesome. So, like, Kessels is making this undead game that's kind of like got the mechanics of Diner Dash a bit. But what I'm really excited about is this multiplayer. I feel like that kind of mechanical gameplay system could be really awesome with multiplayer, like in ways that I don't even understand. I just know that's going to be... There's a lot of games like that do that in different ways, and so I could see that game specifically being really cool, like with the... Yeah, with that gameplay, that could be really fun. I'm really excited to play that out. We'll have to do that on the stream or something. Just paid my dev for working on it. Okay, cool. Wow, awesome. That was really awesome. I'm wondering what you have to do now to get it ready, or does this person have to work on it still a little bit more, or are they done? I'm excited to try it out. 420 is the level we just made. Let's export it. Is it going to be he start on it in 14 days, he's still on holiday. Got it. Is it going to be like a local multiplayer, or is it going to be online multiplayer? Let's put it in the challenges. Online multiplayer, awesome. That's what I was hoping for. That is awesome. I'm really excited to play it. We'll have to like play it on the stream or something. You can attack your friend's restaurant. Oh, cool. Okay, so it's like a competitive multiplayer with the zombies. That is gonna be. I feel like that's gonna be really original. Like, I don't know that space too well, but that seems like a really original combination of ideas. That seems really compelling. That is really cool. Like a competitive version of that kind of game. That's so cool. So I'm adding it to the challenges, and we'll restart the world and see what we think. We need to fix its queue first. Yeah, let me know whenever you have something to show for that. I'd love to look at that or talk about it or whatever. There's no purple. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to play users. I'm going to reset my progress in the world so we can start over. We're going to have reset our streak. I can show you it. I can show you it if it's ready. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Whenever it's ready, let me know. Alright, oh, one more thing is I added that challenge to the game, but I didn't fix its queue. Right now when it saves levels, it's not saving the queue correctly, so I always just set it manually. So in that level, oh, I actually did fix it. Okay, cool. So we're good. So I'm gonna go back to this screen. So this is the game, and this is the new world that's gonna be released on Monday. This is with the old UI, but there's also gonna be a new UI update on Monday, hopefully. Hopefully we can get it done in time. So there shouldn't be a level yet. So let me open up my account and make sure there's no challenge. So yeah, challenge index is -1. Okay, I'm gonna hit refresh, and we're good to go. So I'm guessing you like send zombies to the other restaurant, like, that's pretty cool. So as I said, first move, you're forced to confront the main mechanic, which is these emojis being invisible sometimes, and you're also trying to make matches that are lined up with these ghosts because they save you moves, because you don't have to make both matches individually. Kessel says, do you want to be in the game as a zombie? If you're asking me, then yeah, that would be awesome. But I could see, I'm not sure how it works, but I could see it both ways, where you like, you're the zombie messing with them, but I can also see you like sending zombies that mess with them. I'm curious how it works, but that sounds cool. Is it like a real-time strategy kind of layer on top of the Diner Dash stuff? That's pretty cool. I'm trying to imagine what it's like. So we're going after our first star. Let's see if we can make this at the same time as a match, and we did. So this is level number 1. We played this earlier. Let's see how many moves we have left. So I'm gonna play this as like a more of a beginner. So I'm gonna sometimes not make the best of matches, and I'm doing that in order to see what the experience is like for everyone, including the beginner players. When you make your own levels at playemojipop.com, you should be testing it sometimes as like a veteran, making all the best moves possible to see the deep strategy, but also as a new player, and so you see what the experience is like from all parts of your audience. So I'm gonna make this red here. I can make the yellow match. I have 6 more moves. 5. I got the blue. This green is gonna really help me out. Now I just got the red. There we go. So now I got a streak of 2. So next time I'm gonna get 2 tries to beat the level, not just 1. So that seemed like a good first level. 1 with some moves left over. Really reinforced the mechanic like we talked about. So I think that's all good. Let's keep playing the world. So I want to make sure it's not too long. Green, blue, purple. Okay, we're close to getting another star. So that was like a handful of moves to get to the next star. That seems fair. So I'm going to get it right now. Let's play this one. So the second level, now I use destructible emojis in the game so that we see how they work with these ghosts. Because I thought some players might think the bombs don't blow up the invisible ghosts, but they actually do. So that's why I want them to play this level to confront that fact so that they know how to play levels with ghosts and destructibles in them. And so we just have to hit a bomb and it destroys the beginning. So now that was the introduction basically, so now we're kind of in the second phase of the level. Yellows. These solids, it's probably good to wait for the right color to appear, so that's why I kind of waited. I didn't make the best match there. Pink. Okay, should I drop? Let's hit these purples right now. And now maybe I go for the bomb. I know it's going to blow up the ghosts in the middle. So now we have an interesting end. I like that. It seems like a normal end, but now we realize, oh, we're really going for these really 2 like corner pieces here. That's really what the end of the level is. Oh man, and there's all these potential for high skilled shots. Oh, that saved me a ton of moves. So even if players feel like they're out, they can make really chancy shots in order to save moves. So that's what I did at the end here. 1 with 2 moves. Perfect move count, I think. I could have done a little better. I could have done a little worse. I think that's awesome. And I know players will have a streak since the first level is so easy, so I'm confident they're going to get 2 tries to that level. I'm pretty confident, at least. Okay. Oh, are you saying do I want to be in the game, like, featured in the game as a zombie? Because then the answer is definitely yes. I was a little confused what you meant by that question. And maybe I'm wrong, like, interpreting what you mean by that. I thought you meant as, like, a player, do I want to be a zombie? And I'd be like, oh, yeah, definitely, but to be a character in the game, if that's what you're asking, then the answer is yes. Yes, it's a zombie in the game. Oh, yeah. Dude, thanks so much, Kessels. That would be awesome. That's a pretty good idea. Maybe I should feature, like, other people in the game as emojis. Like, put their faces in the game. So let's make matches. Yeah, that'd be cool. I've never been featured in a video game before. That'd be insane. Except for my own game, of course. So we have 5 moves left. Yeah, so I was worried that this part of the level could be kind of grindy feeling, kind of slow. How do you want the zombie look like? Can I make it look like me, but as a zombie? Like, with my hair and glasses or something like that? Or do I, like, design my own, like, kind of fantastical one? Purple. So this part does feel a little grindy. I'm going to add some more moves to my account right now. Crash. We can do that. Oh, cool. Thanks, Kessels. I would love to see that. That'd be so cool. I have some great followers in my Twitch chat. Everyone should follow me on Twitch at Emoji Podcast. We have some great followers like Kessels and Mattman PS2 that really helped me out, and we have awesome conversations about game design and the game Emoji Pop and their games as well. Let's see. So 1, 2. Yeah, it's taking too long, but at the same time, this is pretty late in the game. I should really probably bunch up some of these matches. Oh, I wish I could hit that blue. Kessel says, can you send a photo after the stream? Sure, I can definitely do that. Thanks so much, Kessels. Alright, so this is a level that's it's a little broken because I fixed the bug in the other version of the code, but sometimes it was cutting off some of these matches, but this is the first speed level with ghosts. I think it's pretty cool. I used 3 colors because I wanted players not to worry about their choices too much, just to kind of focus on the gameplay. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh no, oh no! Okay, I got it. I saved it. If it gets below the line, then I lose the level. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh man, I messed this up. Oh, I won. Hi there, Carte Memoir Twitch. What's up? Welcome to Emoji Popcast. I run this stream every day, especially in the mornings, where we work on my game Emoji Pop, which is what we're doing right now. Emoji Pop, you can play it at playemojipop.com, and the coolest thing about it is you can make your own levels in the game, and you can share them with the entire world for anyone to play from their phone or their computer. What's going on? Are you interested in game development? Are you like puzzle games, or what's going on? Carte Memoir Twitch. Yeah, so what we're doing now is we're designing the new world for our game that's going to go live on Monday. And I love working with players of the game to kind of get their feedback about the levels that we're making to go in the game. Following you on Facebook, the concept is good. Awesome, thanks so much. Thanks for checking out with the Twitch too. I'm glad you like the concept. But if you do permit, if you're going to give me feedback, I would love feedback, or any questions about the game, or feedback would be awesome. Let's see. Yeah, this place is a little sticky in this level. I really should come back and make some of these matches line up better. You followed the right man. Hey, that's right, Kessels. Yes, I'm starting to stream on Facebook every Saturday. Usually I don't. I'm always streaming on Twitch though, so if you want to watch me on Twitch regularly, make sure to follow me. I go live Monday through Friday, morning, afternoon, and now I'm even doing it on the weekend. I think together we're gonna really make. I think the game is cool now, like you said, good concept, and I think together with the community, we're gonna make it from a good concept into an amazing game. But I think the community is essential for that, for making that happen. Cartimo Twitch says, if the game really needs a UI redesign, some juiciness and feedback, and most important, I think the game really needs a UI redesign. Makes sense. Some juiciness and feedbacks, that makes sense. And more important, some sprite redesign of the emojis. Yeah, I've heard that too. I've been thinking a lot about that, because I got that feedback about the emojis a lot. So right now I'm using the emojis, real world emojis that are made by Twitter. So they've open sourced their emojis. They're the same emojis that Twitch uses. But I could see you making some really cartoony looking, like juicy looking emojis that have a lot of character. I was worried that that would make the game look too kiddish. I wanted to make sure that it's for a general audience. But I should totally try to redesign the sprites or pay like an artist, and like I feel like you're right that we can make like a really unique like style kind of with them or something. Make them look a lot like cuter or whatever. Like let me know any feedback on the emojis that you want. I'd love all your feedback. So the UI redesign, we're starting to work on that actually. So every week we pick a new task and we try to finish the task for the releases on Monday. So let me show you the redesign so far. That's it. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I should totally try that. I think that's good feedback. That's something I've heard a lot. The juiciness too is something I've heard a lot. I definitely want to work on that. Every week I pick a new task, and so one week I should totally try to focus on the art and juiciness of the feedback. Right this week, last week, we focused on redesigning the UI. So this is the way the game looks now. So this was the old version. I had this bottom UI with all these buttons. I had these badges on the side. It was all on the same screen as the level. It was like overblown clutter and UI. I wish I could help, but I'm no artist. I was hoping you were gonna be an artist. I was hoping you were gonna say, "Oh, let me do the emojis for you." I wish you can help, but I'm no artist. Gotcha. Yeah, all good. Yeah, I wanted to put the game out there before it was like totally professionally done, because you can make levels in this game, so it's a game about game design and game development. So I wanted to like get everyone's like your feedback so that you can kind of influence the art and the design and the development and everything like that. So that's why I kind of put it out there before it was totally polished up and stuff. Yeah, so here's the redesign. So this is what it used to look like, and now it looks like this. So I got rid of the bottom UI, we got rid of the side elements, and I got a lot of feedback from chatters in making these decisions. There's this home button here that takes us to this home layer. So this is the UI redesign. We used to have these 5 different screens, and I've compiled them all into one screen. So at the top we have our most important options. We can go into the campaign with this play button. And Mattman PS2 helped me with these drop shadow buttons so that they drop down when you hit them. So like helping making the buttons look better, that's something else I'm going to be working on today and stuff. So you can open the level editor the same way or go back to home. Kessel says my art guy can do it for a few bucks. Interesting. That's something I should think about. That's interesting. Yeah, I want more time to think about what I want before I like talk to an artist, because I know there's some designers that like they want something and then they want something else and they end up going through like a bunch of different artists. I want to like think about more like the criteria, but that's awesome. Thanks for that info, Kessels. You can also open up the level browser from here where you view all of your levels. But I also include all the social media links and the meta layer on the same screen right here. And it's all within this pop-up now. And also, the thing I love most is this is the old version of the game. To play player-created levels, you'd have to go to the side tab, and then there's these trending levels here that are levels that players have made that are trending in the game. Now it can include those in the main screen so that everyone can see them. Kessel says, Carte says, Kessel is right. I think you really should hire an artist to work on the whole thing. That's awesome feedback. Yeah, I should. I think I could see it being really like, yeah, cool. Like if the emojis were really over animated and like had all these expressive faces and cartoony, but I'm just worried that that's going to be good for a certain market. But not like a whole market. Like I want like, because I used to make games that I used to work on games that were really cute and had intellectual properties that focused on certain audiences of players. But then when some players would open it up, they would see it and be like, "Oh, this isn't for me." So whatever artistic thing I do that makes it look cutie or more animated, I want it to still look like a traditional thing that could appeal for everyone. You know, like because most of these match kind of games, they're catered to look really cute to appeal to a certain niche audience, and I want it to look like more traditional. So that's why I went with the emoji phases at the beginning. So like it's called Emoji Pop. So one thing I love about the art in the game currently is that I'm using real world emojis. The entire game is made literally from emojis. The things in the game, the UI, the pop-ups, it's all actual emojis. And the emoji is the perfect mascot for the game because the emoji is the personification of like mobile communication. It's the character that is most associated with cell phones and mobile games, you know, because emojis originate from cell phones and messenger stuff. So that's why I was just trying to embrace emojis as much as I could. But maybe you're right. I don't want to ever say like I'm definitely wrong, but like I think you have a good point that I could make it more flashy at least, like look better. But I like the core design because they are real world emojis. So like that's something I'm trying to balance. Like, do I want to stick with the real world emojis or do I want to go off the deep end making this really Candy Crush like looking game? And I think that would turn some people off, even though it would appeal to some others. So do I want to appeal to the people who like this flashier art style, or do I want to leave it traditional? I don't know. But you're probably right. Like, I probably do need to like redesign the emojis. I'm not sure. Carte says, but even FB and other social platforms use enhanced, very appealing emojis. They do, but I kind of like Twitter's emojis in that sense because let's open up an emoji smile face. So that's a good point. So like Apple's like looks a little like 3D-ish, not 3D-ish, but it looks a little more like a little less flat. Like this is Twitter's, but at the same time, like, yeah, I don't know. I need to think about this. So Twitch, for example, I think they use. Does Twitch use the same emojis to this day? Oh, why is it a robot? Okay, I guess they've changed their emojis. I thought they used to use the Twitter emojis. They got volume. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you're right. The volume. Maybe I should do that. That is what I'm lacking. It does look kind of flat, isn't that right? That's a funny picture. Yeah, that's a good point. They have volume. It makes them like pop off the screen, whereas mine are flat. That's a really good point. I'm glad you said that. And personality. Yeah, you're right. They do have more personality, but they have more personality that looks like they appeal more to a certain niche of gamer. So this, when you see this, it looks less appealing in some ways, but it doesn't scream, I'm making a game for a certain gender or a certain age or a certain kind of gamer. This kind of says to me, if you're a gamer or a non-gamer or a girl or a guy or an old person or a young person, like, this is kind of just a traditional, like, minimal kind of art style a little bit. Whereas, like, the Apple emojis, if I use those, they'd all be, like, cute little faces, and, like, that gives it a personality that's catered towards a certain audience and deters another audience. So maybe I need to give it volume, but I don't want the personality of, like, cuteness overload that most mobile puzzle games go for. Like, literally all mobile puzzle games go for, like, cute, 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 you know? I have sent my link to the art guy in Discord. Cool, awesome, thank you. I will look at that in my Discord. That's awesome. Thank you both for the help. Not necessarily cutie, but you can redesign it in a way you want with an artist. Yeah. Okay. So thank you for talking me through your opinions about this art. Like, I think you've like started to open my mind to that. Yeah, I think I should work with an artist because obviously I'm not able to do that by myself. Yeah. I think you're right. There's probably a lot to gain too by making it look really professional looking. So thank you so much for your feedback on that, Twitch, and thank you, Kessels, for the art connection. You guys have convinced me to like seriously start considering like the art redesign. That's something I'm gonna seriously start thinking about. Thanks to you guys. So thank you so much for that feedback. I really needed to hear that. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I could like give them some volume and personality, but yeah, in a way that doesn't make them overly cute. I'm sure a good artist will be able to do that, like you said. Sometime use pre-made assets when I do work on prototypes or incomplete games. Yeah, makes sense. Start off with that, and then like once you know the whole game, then you can add the good looking stuff on top. That makes sense. Yeah, that'd be really exciting to like have like a whole new art style too. Like I could see that, yeah, grabbing a lot more people's attention, the way it looks. I'll look like more like a professional game, not like a solo-made indie game anymore. Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking about the different kinds of art styles I could try to replicate with the emojis. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna grab lunch because I've been streaming for a few hours at this point. I want to thank both of you for participating in the chat. And tell the artist to work. There are a bunch of game assets you can get inspiration from. Okay, that makes sense to use those to like assist the artist. That makes sense. That's really good advice. Let me know if you have any more advice, either of you, about working with artists, or any more feedback on the direction to go with the art or anything like that, or anything else about the game. Feel free to hit me up whenever. My Twitter is displayed down here. I know Twitch said that they follow me on Facebook. Feel free to hit me up there if you have any more suggestions or feedback. Make sure to follow this stream because I would love to get your opinion once I do change the art or some more of these features, and I would love to get your honest opinion about what it's. Even if you don't check in every day, if you check in once in a while, you could let me know what you think about the progress in the game or the new art. I would love to know your future opinion. Kays, good luck with the game, bro. It's a good concept, needs art. That's all. Thanks so much for that feedback. Awesome chatting with you both, and everyone else on YouTube and Twitter. Saw Bloodluster just joined, so make sure to check me out on Twitch. I'll be streaming every day, Monday through Friday, and now I'm doing it on the weekends. We design levels together, we work on the game together, we do game dev stuff, and I love talking about everyone else's games that they're developing. Thank you all so much for watching. Thanks especially Carte and Kessels. Hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good weekend. Feel free to contact me whenever you want about anything, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow morning. So make sure to follow to the stream. And